Hi everyone, my name is Keegan Miller and this is my week 4 assignment 1 for Professor Akers' class, and this is a case study over the theories on inequality and crime. There are quite a few theories on inequality and crime. These include social strain theory, differential association theory, social disorganization theory, culture conflict theory, and routine activity theory. Each seeks to provide a possible reason for the issue of higher numbers of minorities being involved in crime. To best understand these and their relevance to criminal justice, it is important to explain each using examples, provide their outcomes, and aim to prove which theory, if any, might explain the current state of crime in the United States. Social strain theory is the idea that society has a dominant set of values and goals along with acceptable means of achieving them. The strain piece comes from the gap between being able to achieve this goal and the means to do so. An example of this is if I wanted to be an actor but were instead homeless, had no acting skills or lessons, and no money to obtain said lessons. Differential association theory is basic. It states that criminal behavior is learned, so the more contact one has with others who commits crimes, the more likely that person will also commit crime. An example of this would be a smart kid who hangs out with friends at a gang. By doing so, he is more likely to eventually commit crime as well. Social disorganization theory states that the conditions of poverty undermine the institutions that socialize people into conventional, law-abiding ways of life. An example would be the cartoon movie Aladdin. He was born into poverty, and because he had no other choice, he had to steal in order to eat and stay alive. Culture conflict theory suggests that crime will likely be more prevalent in societies where a lack of consensus agreement on society's values exists. Conflict theory says that the way in which criminal justice is administered reflects society's unequal power distribution. An example, according to the text, is vagrancy laws, which keep the poor in check through law and policy. Finally, there is routine activity theory, which states that daily routines can cause informal social control that either helps prevent or contributes to crime. The outcomes of each theory are important as well. The outcome of social strain theory is that it can help the high rates of delinquency and criminal behavior among racial and ethnic minorities in the United States. This is due to the fact that those without traditional access to fulfilling the goals of society will be more likely to resort to crime to achieve their own goals. The outcome of differential association theory is that it can explain why those who hang out with the wrong group of people become criminals themselves, just like when a parent tells their children not to hang out with the bad kids. Social disorganization theory's outcome is similar to the one of social strain theory, but it is because of the high concentration of people in poverty in various areas of city over multiple generations that crime continues to grow as a result of the amount of poverty in that area. The outcome of culture conflict theory is that because society is so different and does not always have a consensus agreement on societal values, then conflict occurs between groups, like in the 1900s between Protestants and Catholics over consumption of alcohol. Conflict theory's outcome explains how there is an overrepresentation of racial and ethnic minorities in the criminal justice system, through laws focused on the poor, challenges against political movements, and on street crimes which are usually committed by the poor. Finally, the outcome of routine activity theory is that it can explain the reason for crime when combined with some of the other theories. It shows how continual lack of parental supervision can lead to more crime in teens, or how being stuck in generational poverty can lead to more crime among the poor. Do I think that one theory in particular describes how crime is in the U.S. right now? Personally, I don't think that there is any one given theory that can describe the crime state right now in the U.S. I actually believe that all of these theories are partially right and explain how crime is occurring and the ways that it is occurring. Similar to the way that routine activity theory works, I believe that all of these work in coexistence to contribute to and explain crime in the way that it is, as opposed to a singular theory being the explanation. Because none of these theories contradict each other, it is easy to see how they could all coexist and work together to explain the issue of crime in the United States. Thank you.